Hello there, Jade. How you doing?
Hey, mate.
Uh, have a time set on it? Is it not even on yet?
Sorry, mate. I can't hear you. Say again.
Oh, I was wondering if you had the stream on like a timer right now, or if it just hasn't started yet.
It's on a timer.
Ah, I see. I wonder when we're gonna get Brandon coming in.
I said he'll be in a minute.
Know if anyone else is gonna be showing up.
No idea.
Hello.
Hey, mate.
Oh, there you are.
How's it going?
I'm
Sorry,
on my way back
by the way.
home for the last time.
Yeah, congrats on graduating, dude.
Yep.
Very happy for you.
And I'm gonna sit and play Payday 2 on my win. It runs it very flawlessly, I gotta say. So I'm very happy
That's
about that.
impressive for a portable laptop, like gaming machine. That's really good.
Payday 2 came out 5 years ago, though, so it's not like it's a new game.
True.
I mean, you got people doing like Black Ops 3 on that, which I think is crazy. But I mean, I'm stoked to be finally, I guess, I don't know, I haven't really gotten to tweak the settings of any games in a long time, so I normally don't have to anymore.
True. Just getting some notes ready. Where did you?
Just wondering,
Yeah.
what is Jade working on today?
I believe he'll be finishing up that controller. You might have seen him work on a bit earlier.
So are the apartments done then?
Yeah,
I feel like they've probably been done for a while, but
yeah, I think Jade might have done some touch-ups well, not even recently, actually. I think they've just been ready to go for a while.
Yeah, I was working with
pretty
Sound, but
awesome.
that was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Ooh. Awesome. 1 minute to go. See people in the chat already. That's awesome.
You know if Sean or John's gonna be there present today?
John won't be here today, but I did try to guilt trip them because it is the birthday boy's birthday, Jade here. So Sean will probably be able to join later.
I mean, it's always good to have someone.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Just making sure I got my clip directory up. I got Twitter up. Everything should be good.
Those oof boots uploaded earlier. I love that. Love the parody brand.
Dude, we have so many like offshoots from real brands. It's amazing. Even Jade's game station here, it's so lifelike for the PS1. It scares me almost.
I had to change that.
I know this may not be the question for you exactly, but do you know, with all this branding and stuff, is that mostly just for beta and modules, and that's just going to be like wiped within the full game?
In terms of keeping it in your inventory or something like that, or?
No, I mean, like, for example, some of Mark's logo artwork that he's done for, like, say, clothing shops,
Yeah,
skateboard shops, is that all basically going to be gone after the modules and beta? Since it's more player ran than NPC.
Oh well, we'll definitely be reusing everything where we can for sure, because he's been doing so much good work. Honestly, like it's ridiculous how cool his designs are. So you'll definitely be seeing them in the full game for sure. Probably in the similar places, but yeah. All right. So it's 4:01. We can switch to the slide if you like. Awesome. Just gonna refresh my stream real quick. And yeah. So welcome everyone. Today is Tuesday. I can't see. Nice intro. No, today's Thursday stream. You might have seen Jade on earlier working on this controller, and today we're gonna do some more work on it. For those of you who do not know, it's actually Jay's birthday today, so pretty awesome. I don't know, just we celebrated that earlier. Good stuff. I accidentally scheduled him on his birthday, so I'm a terrible person. I gotta stop doing that. But yeah, it's just been really busy time here in Identity Land. We'll try and get Sean on later, but he could not confirm that he can make it 100%, but he does know how important it is to get other devs on. He's just super busy with his work. John probably won't be able to. But apart from that, yeah, we can get into the swing of things with our little introduction here. So first of all, I did manage posting some stuff on Twitter about an hour ago. We had more of Umut's clothing designs, and we actually had an ornament done by Philippe. It's been a while since I've seen some of his work. So Umut did, or Umut, I always forget how to pronounce that. He had a track jacket on, and he had some cool designer boots. Motown called them Oof boots, which is pretty nice. An offshoot of a brand in real life. You can probably guess what it is. And Twitter only allowed me to put up 4 pictures, so if you want to see the back design of the track jacket, you can check out Facebook or you can check out the forums where I'll be updating the pictures as we get them. So just real quick in the chat that you've probably seen, here's the Twitter, and I will throw in on Facebook a link to our album. So I do try and update all of the social media we have with our most recent up-to-date assets and things like that. Get link. Here you go. So that should link you to the media set. Awesome. So that's the recent stuff. Yeah, what else? But yeah, basically Motown gave me access to a bunch of stuff on Reich, a lot of clothing that Umut has done, so I've been able to consistently keep that updated. I'll usually keep posting stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays to coincide with the streams. I just popped in with Philippe earlier today. I asked if he was done in that ornament, and he was, so I got to attach that too. That's pretty nice. And yeah, I'll just try and keep you guys posted with as many things as I can as I get them. But once again, happy 20th birthday. Yeah, Jade, you're extremely young, man. I envy you.
Yeah. Yeah, really young.
It's good, it's good. So, to begin, apart from that, oh, earlier about the PS1 bootleg, I believe the logo, like the text on it, says a game station. And we have a lot of like parody brands off of things from the real world and Identity. I'd like to rattle off a few examples off the top of my head, but I don't have anything coming to mind apart from that. But even this controller Jade's working on right now, it definitely shows some similarities to the Xbox One controller, if I'm just going to take a guess.
Yep.
Those sticks look very familiar.
I mean, I can't do it exactly the same, so
yeah.
I've tried, but it's one of the hardest models I've had to do. Yeah. I just don't do soft modeling.
Totally understandable. But yeah, just to quickly skim through actually our Facebook album, like Marvin a while ago had those gulp pods, which is, I mean, the logo isn't resembling of anything, but the way that the washing detergent is designed, it looks a lot like Tide Pods, so that's the humorous thing. Jade recently did an Asylum wear laptop, which looks like, you know, your typical gaming high-end laptop you'd see in the real world, very similar to Alienware, I'd say. Just lots of little jabs at things like that in the real world, so that's pretty neat.
Want to show it?
I mean, it's in the album, but if you have it offhand, if you want to pop it up, sure. You are the creator, you know. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
Just gotta find it. Where's it gone? Why can't I not see it?
A lot of these look apartment related. Oh, the bottom left, mid row, second row. Some laptops. Hey. Yeah, so this looks pretty awesome, and I love the little detail. You put yourself streaming yourself working on the computer on the stream.
Yeah.
On the screen. Clever. That's an interesting way of signing off, you know, your work. So, I don't think users will see that as the when they try and access their computers in the game, but it's nice.
Well,
to there anyway.
There's actually been confirmation that you can watch Twitch on.
Oh yeah.
The laptop, so you actually can watch me stream.
That's
eventually.
True. Eventually. I know right now we have YouTube streaming confirmed in the bag. That should be working. Twitch, I can't recall if we need permission from Twitch to do something like that, but the tech is definitely there. It's something that we can definitely work on and get going, provided, you know, we can jump through all the necessary hoops.
Yeah.
But yeah, very interesting stuff. It's always cool to see you work your magic on these models. I don't know how you do it, dude. You stream like 8 hours a day sometimes. It's crazy.
Oh, I've been going 11 at the moment. 10.
11 hours.
10, sorry.
Today. Jeez, jumping Jupiters, man. You were committed.
Well, I've had a few days off, and nice, a couple of days off.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the introduction. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but yeah, I guess I can just try and answer questions where possible from the Twitch chat. If one of the devs show up, we can probably get, you know, more accurate answers, but I do have my giant directory of Twitch clips from past previous streams that I've had the devs answer a whole slew of things, so I can definitely draw from there as a resource. Actually, for those of you who weren't around for the previous stream we had on Tuesday, we did show off some really neat stuff with Mark. I'm going to throw in a few clips into the chat. We showed off some pretty sick stuff with the boxing gloves. For those of you who didn't see, about a week ago I posted Umad's boxing gloves. And what Mark did was he took designs, like he made specific logos for brands that develop boxing gloves, and he managed to make them look even better. And I was like, whoa, wasn't expecting that. So definitely check that out in the chat below. It's actually pretty sick. Then there were other things too we showed. I'm just gonna go through really quick. Showed some wallpapers as per usual, and we showed swimwear. I think it might have been the first time that we showed swimwear off on stream. I'll throw in a wallpaper one, and then I'll throw in a swimsuit. So it looks pretty nice, and it's just really cool seeing all of this 2D stuff placed in the 3D world, and that was within the Unreal Engine, so very nice stuff by Mark. And in the boxing glove Twitch clip, you might see a bit of flickering. That's actually a highlighted edge in Unreal Engine. It's not like Z fighting or anything like that. So it's like, ooh, I like this color, Jade. I like that texture too, with the red. Looks like one of those like limited edition, like, oh, you know, blood red controllers you'll see bundled with consoles.
Oh, I forgot I haven't got my button push to talking on.
Oh, that's okay, dude. Sorry if I've been speaking over you. Oops.
No, you haven't. No.
But yeah, it was pretty neat. Definitely stay tuned on these streams because we do get to show off some neat stuff when we can. I mean, every stream is neat to me, but usually those 2D ones, because we only recently got a graphic designer in the office relative to how long we've had like 3D modelers, it's definitely a change in atmosphere, and it also gives strength to these art streams too, because then we have lots of variety. And yeah, this controller is looking pretty smooth already. I like it. What color are you going to decide on, do you think, for
Well, I'm just going with the one I've got in front of me. So
okay.
I still need to fix some of the normals, but that's boring to watch, so I'll do that afterwards. You can see a few lines on here.
Cool. But yeah, here. To answer your question, I'm Natal. Will there be pools on Town Square? If you're referring to like playable pool tables for, you know, like shooting some pool, Antoine did make a model about a month ago. I'll try and find that pic for you. It won't be like you can't interact with the pool table right away. It'll be something that we'll add in a little bit after Town Square's release, but we definitely want to have that playable at some point because John loves mini games. We love adding little features that'll really liven up the place in Town Square. I'm just gonna scroll through Twitter real quick. It should be right here. Nice. But yeah, also at some point, I mean, I did post a work in progress of the piano a while ago too. I don't think we'll have that interactable right away as well, but we would love to get some music going like that, you know, just hitting keys on your keyboard corresponding to keys on the piano. That'd be really sick. Here is the pool table. Sorry for the delay. But yeah, I don't know, Kusuke. I think Nightbot's just taking a breather right now. Sometimes the commands work quickly, sometimes they don't. yeah. Just gonna scroll up real quick. I know most of this stuff is probably well known to the regulars here, but for those new, we do have the task tracker that we try and update at the end of every workday. It's around 5 p.m. EST, so you might see some changes by the end of the stream, or right at the end of it. I'll link that in too. Basically, what's happening right now is that whenever there's a task completed that's relevant to getting Module 1 out, it'll be marked as completed on the tracker, and the more we get those down, the closer and closer we get to putting it up on Steam for you guys. Let me grab it right here. Find it in the module section of the website, specifically the Town Square one. And, oh wow, I like what you've done with the black and white already.
Yeah, it's quite simple, this one.
It does look like, well, it's not identical, but I see what you mean. It looks like the default Xbox One controller.
Yeah.
You know, since we're talking about controllers, let's talk about controller support for Identity. This clip is super old, but our vocation has not changed. We definitely want Identity to be very friendly for controller users. I'm just going to throw this in right here. And you will, like, I'm pretty sure Unreal Engine has like native support for controllers too, so even in Town Square you'll be able to plug in a controller like an Xbox One controller, for example, because that's kind of what we're looking at right now, and you'll be able to play. There will be radial like menu wheels, as you saw in the gameplay video back in February for the meth making mini game. You probably have noticed like the circular menu for the interactivity there, and we want to try and keep menus friendly like that for people who choose to not use keyboard and mouse, which is cool. You know, controllers usually traditionally don't have a very good advantage in terms of like aiming and stuff like that. I think many people will always prefer a mouse for that sort of thing. But if you just want to, you know, like play from your couch and you got your Steam Link or something going to stream into your big TV, you know, it's always nice to have controller support like that. Um, to answer your question, Kubo Bobo, in terms of how I personally am feeling about the module release and showing gameplay off on stream, I'm super excited, and I'm also super anxious because the first day we do show it off on stream, what we want to do is we want to show off the character creation. We want to take a walk around Town Square and show off the environment because a lot of people, you know, super curious and for good reason. But it's just like I myself am crossing my fingers that everything goes smoothly, because whenever, you know, day one of anything, even just showing off footage for the first time, like, you always want it to go, you know, perfect as planned, and that's why I'm nervous. But I'm also super excited because as cool as these art streams are, everyone is dying for gameplay and just to see Town Square. Like, Jade and I have been blessed to have been shown it with Motown a few times already, and it is looking pretty sick, and we can't wait to actually open up the world to you guys too. So nervous but excited. Sorry, I'm so slow looking at the Twitch chats. A snake mini game on your phone? That's actually not a bad idea, Kusuke. I will write that down. I know that the devs do want to have little interactable games on the computers and cell phones within the game, and I mean, the snake game is pretty much a classic. So we'll toss that to them. Snake game clone. Convey that to John when I get the chance. The train noises that I make. Oh shoot, sorry if Nightbot is acting up. I see that in the chat, Abdulrani. I hope I pronounced that right. Um, yes, like honestly, we were actually pretty close to being able to show some stuff off today. It's just that some things with the UI aren't like popping up where they should be, but we are super close. Um, I would definitely try and tune in for Tuesday. There's no confirmation, but I know John is uber committed to getting something out soon, because it has been. It's like we have enough tasks on the task tracker where we can definitely start showing things off super soon. And I've been bugging him religiously that we need to show some stuff off very shortly. So he's very committed to one of the like showing off something on one of the upcoming streams. I'll know for certain closer to Tuesday, but he would love to show something off Tuesday. Not a 100% confirmation, as we really want to try and avoid dates, but so I've been told the plan of like us wanting to show off character customization and taking to around town square. So, call it Snick. Here's one. What efforts is the team making to allow hardcore CS roleplay as streamlined as possible? Well, one of the big things that we'll have in official servers is the stress system, which helps mitigate RDM because no one likes dying at a random when you're trying to have a serious, RP scenario and RP server. So basically what the stress system is to try and condense it as quickly as possible because it is pretty lengthy. It's like a meter. I think it might be invisible, but it's this meter that will basically prevent you from taking serious damage unless you're in some form of conflict for a few seconds. So if you randomly get run over by a car and you haven't done anything, like you will survive that being run over. You'll probably ragdoll. But I actually have this recorded because this was a good thought experiment. How do vehicle collisions work? Ragdoll. If I can summon it real quick. But basically, the stress system helps prevent RDM because if you are at low stress, you will not take a lot of damage. If you're at max stress, you will take a lot of damage. It's basically just going to tweak it so that you have some chance to actually respond if someone draws a gun on you, and you'll be able to make a quick decision. Now, your stress will rise pretty quickly if someone's pointing a gun at you, or slowly depending on what kind of genre you're familiar with. Like 180 frames in a fighting game is years, but in a shooting game, fairly quick. But that's just a random example. I've been told that it would take a few seconds to fill, a matter of seconds anyways, if a gun is pointing at you. But the fact of the matter is that you'll have enough time to actually not die immediately so you can plan an appropriate response, either retaliate with force or surrender or run away or things like that. In terms of making private servers more RP oriented, we definitely want to give users a lot of customization when it comes to private servers. So if they have something particular in mind, like they can disable the stress system if they don't like it, so you're always going to be vulnerable and take max damage. But we do really want to try and cater to players that have an upbringing in games like GTA 5 RP and Arma mods and things like that. Because it's a lot of fun. It's not a very explored genre, and the devs started off from Altus Life. Really, that's kind of where Asylum began and how things started getting in motion for Identity. I do want to try and find that vehicle clip though. One moment, everybody. But yeah, this controller's looking pretty snazzy already. I'm surprised.
I changed it to red so I could actually see what I'm colouring.
Ah, good call, good call. How does the stress system affect vehicle manslaughter? This will be good. So toss these into the chat because the people coding this system and things like that will be able to explain it far better than I can, but It's cool. It's cool. I'm glad that the stress system exists, so you won't die immediately at a random. Let me take another look back at the chat. Someone asked how many people are currently on the Asylum team. In the office we have 7 people, including me. Worldwide we have around mid-20s, I want to say. We did end up hiring 4 new programmers, as mentioned in the most recent devlog, so that's really good. But yeah, in the office we're just 7 right here, which is cool. It's cozy in here. We can't wait to bring more people into the office because it's always much better for workflow when you know, everyone is in the same room together. But yeah. Server location. Someone is asking if you have servers in Brazil. One moment. Because I know I have this recorded somewhere. So we'll be using Google's cloud servers for identity. And they're pretty much, as John mentioned, all over the place. So if you're looking to not have to play at like in a server overseas or something, you'll probably be fine. There will probably be a local, you know, variant for you, which is good to hear. Toss those in. The way servers will work for Town Square though is that you'll just log in and you'll be placed into a random server. I'm not quite sure what exactly the parameters are for determining where you end up, but you can join off of your friends in Town Square. So if one of your friends logs in and you want to play with them, you can just join them off of your Steam friend list, so you'd be fine there. For the full game, we'll have a server browser which will tell you, you know, like how many entrants are in this particular server, its location, and things like that. Man, this controller's looking smooth, man.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Can we customize our player's voice or eye color? I do believe eye color is a customizable option. Voice, I actually asked John about this like not even 30 minutes ago actually, or yeah, close to that. Pretty much right before we went live. We will see about adding multiple voice options because with identity, at least I personally don't feel voice will be a super integral role for the game because I think people like when engaging in RP, you'll probably just be using your own like mic and things like that. You'll kind of be voicing your own characters. But in terms of actually selecting like voices that might play like when you get damaged, like, you know, a lot of games, even where the protagonist is silent, they'll have like grunt noises and things like that. We might look into getting more. We'll basically just kind of decide that later on, but I did plant the idea in John earlier, and he will consider if it's something that's easy enough to add and if it's something that a lot of people want. How much customization will be available for characters? There is, here, let me grab something from the chat. No, not from the chat. One of our previous devlogs, actually, not the last one, but the one before the last one, had a little screenshot of what the character creator looks like. I'm just going to grab that for you. There's a lot of stuff you can tweak in regard to the face, which is pretty cool. So I'll throw that in here now. Tell me if this URL works for you guys. I'm going to click it myself. So we have this dude here. There's a lot of stuff you can change with the face. In terms of the body shape and size, that's not something you can really tweak, and it's due to how the clothing system is implemented. I will link some clips in the chat describing why, but basically, thank you, Kusuke. Basically, it came down to, do we want a lot of clothing and cosmetics and ways to customize your character's apparel, or do we want to be able to grant users the ability to change their body shape? And we ultimately went with adding or going the route of having a lot of clothing, because we think it's pretty cool to have you know, a bunch of things like rings and glasses, earrings, different kinds of dresses and things like that. It's much easier to develop a bunch of clothing when the like character models are fixed. Like adding body morphs, or like having the body be able to change and having the clothes wrap around that properly, it is a possible avenue, but it's just not one that we went with, basically due to like the team size and us just wanting more clothing options. Maybe in the future, I think it might be possible, but it's really not something that we're considering, at least not for a long time. You will be able to go to a gym, I do believe, and you can temporarily increase like your punching power. You won't become more physically, like you won't look more physically fit, but you can temporarily boost your melee, which is pretty neat. And I'm just gonna skim through this real quick. Also, thanks for some of the community members for helping answer questions. None of the mods seem to be around today, but just it helps a lot being so helpful for the community. Thanks so much, everyone. Just gonna scroll through. Yeah, any news on the identity website? We did end up getting a response. You might have already heard this, Lexon. But now we need them to respond to our reply. We need to get a conversation going about getting this account set up that'll handle the card payments, because there will definitely be some paperwork involved. I don't really know how much paperwork. It sounds like something way out of my area of expertise, but I will definitely keep you posted as to any updates on the situation. The new site will definitely have, at the very least, confirmed in the Block 17, we will have the new shop, and we will have an updated account system, as John puts it. It was under the worldwide weight section of Block 17. I will find this quote. A very robust new account system is in place to help you get in the game, and our new shop has some other big requested features. You know, I'm actually not too familiar as to what this new account system looks like. Like, I've seen some of Liam's stuff, but I haven't really asked about it yet, so I should probably do that. I'm kind of intrigued. But basically, as you guys already probably know the spiel, but for those of you who are here for the first time, just checking in, when we do get our new website out, it'll have a new shop, and you'll be able to buy items individually. Right now we have packages, and they're all like good, how to say this? Pardon me. So basically, we will have the Pledge Reward packages that we have now for 1 week once the new shop is up. You're getting a good deal with these packages insofar as if you were to buy every item individually to try and mimic one of the packages, buying each item individually will actually end up costing you more. So the packages are a good way to snag a deal currently right now. But after a week has passed, once the new website is up, the packages will disappear forever, and some items will be gone forever, and you will be left with the individual items. For example, I'm 99% confident that the founder hat is going away, which is a hat that you get with any pledge purchase right now. It's a little like, I think it'll have either the identity logo or the Asylum logo on it, and you can wear it in game. But there also might be some of the higher pledge rewards disappearing in terms of items. I know that you won't be able to buy starting cash, and there might be some other things. We won't know for sure until the new site is out. But once again, you'll have that week of a buffer to make any final decisions. We don't want to immediately force people to only get individual items. But it's definitely a feature people have been requesting, because a lot of people have been eyeing like the rusted car and the lower end vehicles, and you'll be able to buy those separately. So if you have a pledge, you can actually like keep your pledge and buy a rusted car and add that onto your pledge, because currently if you upgrade to a higher tier, you'll get whatever is in the tier. You won't get every item that was in the previous tier as well. So like if you have the speed demon, you'll get the sports car, but you won't get the rusted car. And some people just really want that rusted car, so I'm happy that'll be an individual purchase in the future. Sorry for that big spiel. Let me look through the chat again. Thanks for coming out, everyone. Oh, it's already 4:32. Holy guacamole! More than halfway there. I love all these little pieces on that like image there, Jade, with all the like circles and things like that. What is that exactly? Is that like
On here? Oh, a CUV map, yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, that stuff perplexes the heck out of me. Just seeing things wrapped around and somehow it makes this 3D shape. Like you take all the resources and put them on there. It's crazy. Let me scroll down again. How will money be represented? This might have already been answered in the chat, but there will be cash, and you'll be able to use like a debit card to access your bank account in game. The reason why like there's this distinction is that I mean, not only is it realistic, I'm sure many of you pay by card nowadays. It seems that the way we're progressing with the future, if you try and buy something with cash, they will look at you funny. Everyone uses their card now, but basically in the world of identity, this is for the full game, of course. If you do something illegal, if you are dealing with, you know, if you're robbing a bank or something, you'll get a bunch of cash that will have to be cleaned by the loan shark. So you have to take that to the guy, and basically if you're doing any sort of illegal activity, under the table dealings, you'll need to use cash. So the risk with that is that if you die in identity, you won't lose your character, you won't lose your character's cosmetics, but you will lose a lot of stuff in your inventory. If you're holding a bunch of cash, you will drop that, and that can be terrifying, which is kind of a deterrent for people from doing criminal stuff unless they're dead set on doing so and, you know, just having fun, not really caring if they end up losing a lot. But it is a risk, so I think a lot of people will opt to keep their money in banks and things like that with an identity. And of course, just to clarify, if somebody steals money from a bank in identity, it will not affect your bank account. I think some servers in Arma did that, where if people stole like a bank on a server, then you would lose your money, and that was, I'm not too sure what to think. I wasn't really playing those sorts of games at that time, but that would suck if you just like randomly had your bank drained in a video game. It's like, oh, so we aren't doing that. Don't worry, you won't have to be fearful of anything like that. What is the payment cards and new website? Okay, so this is for our shop page that will be getting updated shortly. Oh, Jade, you're doing the numbers or the letters on the. Oh,
Yeah, I've been told to do them wrong, guys. Just so you know.
Dude, no, a red X. That's so wrong.
I know. I've been told to do them wrong.
Oh, jeez. It looks like you're playing tic-tac-toe on the controller. Anyways,
well, I don't know if I can. I mean, obviously, I don't know if I can have the X in the right place, but just do a different color.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, if you look at Nintendo controllers and PlayStation controllers and Xbox controllers, the X is always in a different spot. So it's pretty hard to choose a spot that's not already taken. But anyways, to answer your question, Jarhead, let me open up the dev blog, the most recent one, because John does mention, and I quote, this is part of the worldwide weight section. He says, finally, you'll be able to pay with dozens of methods: PayPal, credit cards, PaySafe, and more, and even gift purchases to your friends. So a lot of people have been requesting PaySafe since I got here at Asylum, and I'm very happy to see that we'll be able to accept that form of payment. It's just a lot easier to use, I would say, for people that can't really get into PayPal, and we'll also accept credit cards outside of PayPal's ecosystem. So if you're having issues using PayPal with your credit card, you can just use your credit card outright without associating it with PayPal's service. And being able to gift people purchases, that's a really nice thing. especially for people like Jade and I, because we have done giveaways in the past. You should definitely keep an eye on Jade's channel specifically, because he always finds a way to talk us into doing a giveaway. Sometimes he does it on his channel too. So
I think that's why John don't come in here no more.
so having this gift feature is actually going to be really beneficial, not just to fans, but to the devs. It's easier to reward players and things like that if you ever do another giveaway. And if I were to hazard a guess, we would probably do something to coincide with the launch of Town Square. That's just my guess. It seems ceremonial enough. Wow, yeah, this controller's looking crazy. Just the numbers or the letters alone is like, whoa. But I understand. You understand that you gotta make it look different.
Yeah.
Yo, you should make the final one like purple. Just like freak people out. Why is there a purple button? Or you can do like WX, YZ or something. Or B, a blue B.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this controller was faulty on the factory line, perhaps. Perhaps one day it was meant to be an Xbox controller. But apart from that, I mean, it still looks sick. It looks very smooth, and the sticks look very grippable, if you know what I mean. Not that you'll be picking up this controller in the game. I believe this is just a prop for just having in your apartment or house, but it's cool to have. Ooh, it's a neat little design there. Anyways, I will continue to go through the chat. Sorry for those tangents. I get excited very easily. It's kind of a mannerism. Will you be able to change your occupation at any time? Within the full game of Identity, we don't want to need players to feel the need to have multiple characters to do multiple roles. Everything can be accessible through the use of one character, but you will be able to have multiple characters if you so choose. So you can go and sign in as an officer if you go to a police department and there aren't too many on duty, because if everyone is an officer on the server, that wouldn't be fun. So there will be a limit depending on how many players are currently online. But you can go do that, and then when you sign out from being an officer, you can go do some criminal activities. You can, you can run your own corporations, like you can have taxi services, you can deliver items to people that order stuff off the in-game intranet. That's definitely one of the things I want to do. I want to be like a taxi driver, do some sort of transportation job. You can own a storefront, meaning you can own a little store and stock it with items, and then people can come and buy those items from an NPC that'll handle the cash transactions for you and things like that. So that's neat. Basically, there's a lot of different things you can do in an Identity, and you don't need to change characters in order to enjoy all Identity has to offer. You can do so with just one character. But just to clarify, you will be able to have up to 3 characters, which is cool.
Hey Jay.
Oh, snap.
Hello?
How's it going? Can you try the medicine icon? It's right in the middle, towards right next to the flower. It looks kind of sick.
Which one?
So there's right now on your screen. It's to the medicine one. Yeah, that one.
That's the Substance logo.
Oh, really?
Oh no,
Yeah.
the three ones to the right. Yeah, you're on delay. I just realized that.
Yeah. I totally didn't even know Cyber snuck in here. This is one of our this is one of our programmers in house. Here. Definitely a great personality. He's been on with us for an interview with Dragonfly Todd a while ago. He pops in on streams. Nice guy all around to have, and he's working hard on coding some stuff for Town Square.
You mean this one?
Yes.
Almost looks like an atom or a neutron or something.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why it's like an atom. The atom controller.
Hey.
I was working and I just saw it in the corner of my eye and I'm like, I need this. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It's black. Or like a shiny purplish.
To answer your question, Ghost Train, I don't think there's anything currently assigned to any artist to do something akin to a PS4 controller. I can't recall, Jade, with the game station, did you make a bootleg PS1 controller as well? Can't remember.
No.
Okay, but yeah, we just like having these little nods to things in the real world. And I mean, while this isn't obviously explicitly an Xbox controller, it's not supposed to be, but it definitely derives from it. It takes inspiration. It's cool to have those little nods to things in the real world. Gonna look pretty funny actually having a Jade Station, or I keep calling it Jade Station, a game station as it's called, and this controller. Does this have an official name in the game, Jade?
No.
Or oh, we'll have to make a bootleg name for it right now. If any of you guys have some good suggestions, pitch it to us. Maybe we'll call this the I was gonna say next box, but that's like a Rogers thing, I think. Anyways, I'll keep scrolling through. Oh, yeah, the $100 bill Mark did was actually really sick. Let me go through the tweeter for it. I think someone already beat me to it. I'm, as I say, slow as molasses. That seems to be my zinger on stream. Speaking of debit cards, will it have a security code I need to enter? I'm not sure. There might be a PIN, but considering I don't think people can steal debit cards from you, it may not be necessary. I'll get back to you on that. I'm not tell if we need to do something like that. 1 second. Debit card security codes, and Monkey Brain asking about no module release on Mac. Honestly, just with the way like our team sizes and the way we're working, we just want to devote all of our resources onto getting it out on one platform. It's also the reason why you won't see any translations for Module 1 or any of the modules, just because we're so focused on coding the game and getting it ready and playable that we just don't have time to branch out that far and do those extra things. However, I will summon a few clips about Mac OS, because this has been asked before, and hopefully it will give you some pertinent information. I think I might have had Motown on for that one. Right now, him and John are John's little cubicle office type area in the office doing some stuff.
They're dealing with a lot of stuff right now. Hey, I like the purple color from JJ 2078's name in the chat. Like that
Oh.
dark purple for the icon. What do you think?
Yeah.
Nice. What about owning cars and customizing them like muscle cars? In the full game, you'll definitely be able to purchase cars and tweak them. I will actually hop on the Identity YouTube channel real quick. I don't know why it's still, pardon me. I don't know why it's still unlisted, but we do have a prototype video showing off vehicle customization. Pardon me 1 second. I had to take a sip of water there. But yeah, let me zoom on over here. I'm actually super illiterate when it comes to cars, so I myself am not too sure what a muscle car is. I apologize about my ignorance, but I will definitely get you this clip because it is pretty neat. It's very old now, it's like 2015 maybe, but it does have the general idea of what we want to show off when you're customizing your vehicles. View manager. It does feel weird going through Identity's YouTube channel. It's cool, but it's like super, I don't know, I'm just like, feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I don't want to do anything to mess it up. Alright, here is the old school vehicle customization video. Tossed it in the chat right there. No music or anything, just kind of showing the different categories of things that they'd like you to be able to tweak. You know, the camera zooms in when you're looking at parts of your vehicle. So there'll definitely be vehicle customization for sure. Nice. But yeah, this is January 12th, 2015, so pretty old. We'll definitely get more vehicle information out for you guys when we can. It's just everyone is so unbelievably busy with Town Square, and there won't be any vehicles in Town Square at some point you might be able to check out your car that you get with a pledge reward in a garage, but town square size itself doesn't really do well much for driving around. There will be a racing module, Module 3. It'll focus on a bunch of driving mechanics. You'll be able to race against other people. So that's when you'll get a lot of vehicle action in terms of pre-release content. But town square itself, pardon me, sorry, at most will have a garage you can check out your vehicle in at some point down the line. It won't be a town square launch. Yeah, I apologize for Nightbot taking names today. Very against links and things like that. Someone mentioned moderator applications, which is something we haven't done for a while. This is kind of my area. Basically, when Town Square comes out, if the workload increases, which it probably will, we'll definitely get up another application up on the forums like we did last time, probably in the Town Square section of the forums. And from there, you can submit your own application. I'll be basically reading them all along with the mods. It's kind of just our area of stuff. And hey, we have the art director joining in on the call. How's it going, Motown?
Hey guys, I just wanted to make sure I popped in and said happy birthday.
Yeah, see, it worked, Jay.
Dude.
We guilt tripped him.
I sent him a message on Skype as well.
Okay, awesome. But yeah, how's it going, man? You have been undeniably busy. What's up in your neck of the woods today?
Man, like it's nothing too ridiculous. It's just importing skeletal meshes for clothing and stuff like that, making sure things are good on the character and under every animation that we have. And it's looking good. It took a quick minute because I at first imported the wrong skeleton. So yeah, now it's working and it looks good. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Good stuff, dude.
looking forward to showing you guys something on Tuesday.
Yes, we are very, how to say this, definitely stay tuned for Tuesday's stream because it's probably, hopefully the time that we can show off some part of Town Square.
We'll show something, regardless of where we're at. We'll get it out there. Oh, can you zoom out on that controller? I want to see what it looks like now. It's gonna take a while, I understand, because of the delay.
Wow, you're doing the metal strips? That's like
Wow.
actually pretty detailed for such a small prop, dude. This is good.
It's really earning that money.
I like it.
Yeah, it's looking.
Sick. Where did you want to take a look out here, Motown?
What's that?
Was there something you wanted to
Oh
see?
no, I saw what I wanted to see. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to see from up top.
Nice, yeah. Does look pretty good. I do like how this is kind of taking inspiration from the Xbox One controller. As mentioned earlier, we do kind of take jabs at real-life brands and things like that. Even with the Oof boots that Motown named just recently, which is
Yeah.
pretty nice.
Yeah, like Brandon's like, what should we call these? And I'm like, well, we can't call them Ugg boots. So, Oof boots.
Oof boots. Yeah. It's gonna be a meme now, Motown, because oof is like the either I forget if it's the Roblox sound or if it's the
Right. Well, that's
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was going for. Is like the
Oh.
onomatopoeia, you know, like
it's
oof.
ugh and oof.
You know, like people are like ugh, so people can also be like, I guess that was my train of thought.
Okay, good. No, it's good. People already love it.
Great.
I just want to point out that I'm here, we're actually working, and I can hear both of you guys going, and to the right side, and it's
Right.
big music.
Excellent. But yeah, nice to see you pop in, Motown. Definitely already about to wrap up soon. We have 9 minutes to go. Jake's looking at it
Yeah, I see that.
in his cam. That's amazing, dude.
He's
You're
got
you have attention to
controller
detail. Holy cow.
Got to do it.
It came out pretty smooth, you know. Like you guys saw what it was looking like when he first started. He's got it quite smooth now. It's like the handles basically.
Yeah, I've still got to fix some normals, but I thought people ain't gonna want to see that.
Mm-hmm. So, Motown, does this controller have a name? Because I actually asked suggestions earlier.
It's just like a little. It's just gonna be called game controller. Honestly, like it's just gonna be a little thing that is there for nostalgia. You know, like you as a player, you're gonna see the controller in the store, buy it, and decorate your home with it. It's not gonna have any functionality. It's just there for decoration.
Mm-hmm.
So the player can kind of remind themselves of real life while playing a video game.
The inception is real.
Yeah, that's right.
I like it. But yeah, I mean, some nice suggestions in the chat. You know, Neutron Box, Box Cube, Playbox, X-Boy. Good stuff, everyone. Yes, this is actually something we can bring up that Motown is here. So a while ago, we announced on stream that there will be some adjustments to the pledge rewards we currently have, specifically the upsize and the VIP. Those two guys will be getting a few little extra things. The upsize will be getting an additional 1k cash on top of the already 1k cash, so you'll get a total of 2k starting cash. This is for in-game, of course. And the VIP will be getting a bunch of vehicles and some more starting cash too, just to make sure that you guys are getting a good deal. However, there hasn't been any changes for the Speed Demon as far as I'm aware. Is that correct, Motown?
If I recall, yes. You're correct.
Cool. I don't think we'll be seeing any changes to that one, just because the whole process behind adding more things was that when you take a look at all of the individual items, if you were to purchase each item individually to try and mimic a pledge reward package, we want to make sure that if you bought every item individually, it would cost more. We want to make sure that the pledges are good deals for you guys right now.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that they like the value of those individual items equaled up to the value of the package that you were paying for. And so when we added those things, we realized that some of those packages didn't have the value that people were purchasing. So we made sure that they were getting that value by adding some items. And it just happened that there happened to be some discrepancies on both sides of Speed Demon. It just was that Speed Demon itself was
already a good value.
Yeah.
You're already getting your money's worth.
But the package before and after Speed Demon needed some love.
Good to hear.
Phil Eckstone. Yes, there are microtransactions, but hear me out. It's just cosmetic items, vehicles, and apartments. We're not doing any pay to win stuff. We're not doing any loot boxes. We're not doing like any of that crazy stuff. We hate that stuff. We agree it's gambling.
Yeah, I think that was actually like confirmed as gambling in some countries or something like that recently. Wow. I think like loot boxes in some countries or jurisdictions are actually considering it as like gambling, and there needs to be tweaks to them.
Yeah, but you guys like please understand that we have to kind of make revenue somehow. So we there has to be some source of revenue besides just selling the game copy.
Because it's not subscription based, you can.
You
know, once you buy it, you can just play
we need to be able to sustain development long term. So it really has that impact. So those cosmetic items, the apartments, and the vehicles should help us do that and not affect the gameplay for you too much.
Yeah, don't want to affect PvP or like, you know, buying an OP gun or things like that, right? Cool. And in terms of cosmetics, I do believe we confirmed like custom, was it phone numbers or license plates?
Oh yes, yeah. I think both. Right?
Oh right. Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, you guys will be able to select your own phone numbers um, whatever number you want, or your license plate on your vehicle, and that'll be probably per car basis. So you can do it for each individual car. What's that? What's that like song? Anybody remember the song with like they're singing the phone number Jenny or something like that?
Oh, no, unfortunately.
Anybody know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
what is that number? Like put it in my head.
Sing it for
it's
us,
not
Jade.
118 118. It's
No. Some really catchy tune.
I mean, here in Canada, we have 737 1111 Pizza, which I know you absolutely hate Pizza.
That's
Not
right.
sponsored. Not sponsored.
Yes,
no,
Dolzy.
that's
Got it. Yes, and 8675309. You know, that's gonna be my phone number. All right, nobody else can have it.
Well, you should have announced it to the world.
Yeah, maybe they'll beat me too. I'm not
Anyway,
being too serious.
If you do end up customizing your license plate or phone number, I personally encourage you to not use your real phone number or real license plate number, please. I mean, nothing's stopping you, but just be safe out there on the nets.
Yes, Tommy Two Tone. That's right. That's what it is.
Cool.
8675309. Put that on. You should like just put that like tune in people's head and like play it on your
No,
stream real quick.
please.
Do it.
it's my birthday, and I do what I want to.
Okay,
This
all
is
right, fair
true.
enough, fair
Gotta
enough.
listen to
You
the
know what?
birthday boy.
Absolutely.
Now, has anyone sung you happy birthday yet, Jade?
Yes, so you're all right. You don't have to worry about.
Alright. Drat.
Like we should get all the mods in here and like all the devs in here and like just sing happy birthday.
Yeah,
No, honestly, I don't.
surprise
It's
birthday
fine.
party. Anyways, so a few minutes left, about to wrap up soon.
Make it like as embarrassing as like when you go out to eat at a restaurant and like
Oh, I
you
hate
tell
that.
them
Dude.
you tell the waitress that it's your birthday and they start singing you a song.
We did that to my dad the other day.
You tell that about someone else, not you. You're like my brother or my sister's.
Right.
Watch their reaction.
I mean, usually you get something free out of it, right? Like a piece of dessert or something like that.
Yeah, usually like a little cupcake with a candle or something. We have BGJ Fox saying, I pledge for Homeowner. If the full game comes out on Steam, I would have to purchase it from Steam. You'll actually be given a Steam key from the Identity website. You'll be able to plug that in on Steam, and you'll be able to grab the game there. And we'll make sure that you have the pledge rewards that you purchase for. So
No swimming monkey in module 1 anyway.
okay. Cool. But yeah, that's basically it for today. It's 5 o'clock. We're gonna wrap it up now. Big thanks to Jade here for streaming for us this Thursday. Also, just to throw it in again, he streamed last Thursday when I was absent, and big props to him for doing that because it was the first time I wasn't around. So even to you too, Moton, you actually showed up to answer questions, and I'm super thankful for that.
Sorry, I was late.
No, it's fine.
Really trying to solve my problem. It really wasn't a problem at all.
Yeah, you guys are amazing for even like being able to show up for these because I know how busy you are right now. So special thanks to you guys. Also thanks to the mods for showing up. I saw Lightbringer Pip pop in near the end there. And honestly, the community for helping answer questions today. You guys have beat me like crazy fast today. So thanks for helping answer questions. Dude, I'm always slow. That's the secret.
Just to kind of keep people's the expectations realistic, the town square is really just a town square. It's not. It's a social lobby. It's a place for you to go and hang out and chat with people, and make friends. Get to know people before the game comes out in the future. Don't expect to go into it, steal vehicles, and like start robbing players, growing drugs and stuff like that. Because that's not what the town square is yet. It'll get there, and maybe we'll add some of that functionality to the town square as we add it to the final game. But don't expect to, keep your expectations realistic. It's not a like it's exciting for all of us. Like I'm really like
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to get into the town square and check it out and see all the work we put into it. But just understand that it's not the full game.
That being said, it is pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. Yeah, we're really excited about it.
Ooh. Yeah, we've come a long way, and I'm super excited for. I mean, maybe we can show some stuff off Tuesday. I think that's the current plan. We'll see. Ask me again Monday-ish, and I'll be able to give you guys a better answer. But definitely soon. We're working really hard to try and show stuff off on one of these streams, because while these art streams are awesome, we would love to be able to give you guys a glimpse into town square, character creation, things like that. So, yeah, it's gonna be exciting. This controller is looking really nice, and I think Jade and Cyber, you guys made a good call with that little emblem on the start button. It looks nice, and the purple's a good choice of color too.
Yeah, it's all RGB as well. But no, it's finished. Yeah, I'm done with it, I think.
Awesome, I'll have to post.
Oh, I need to obviously fix the normals and stuff, but as you can see down on the side here, where you'll see when my.
Yeah.
So I'll fix them tomorrow.
Ooh, awesome. All right, well, I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day and a good weekend. The next stream is, of course, Tuesday. We always stream Tuesdays, Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, we'll see if we can show something off Tuesday. I'm actually pretty excited. Hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, thanks guys for hanging out with us. Sorry I was late.
No, it's fine.
And happy birthday again.
To Jay.
Cheers. Thank you to everyone else as well. Yeah, I'll be back streaming tomorrow sometime.
Awesome. All right, have a great night, everyone.
See you later, guys.
Bye bye.